Hello, another week with a lot of improvements. We've been working on making the app even more usable through many tweaks. So let's go through the list. The first thing is managing your attendance to your meetings. You can now right click and you will see here, and you can very easily change the attendance to your meeting. So that's really, really good to go quickly. Another thing that we've done, which will be visible here, is that the description is now displayed. It's an HTML description when it's coming from Google Calendar and other providers, and we're before displaying that as pure HTML, which is obviously not very readable. Now you can see it being displayed as human readable content, but if you want to edit it, you can always click in it and you will be able to edit pure HTML, which is not great, but not everybody uses HTML, so we don't really have a choice. We need to give you the ability to really edit the content as it is. That's a second improvement. A third one is that in addition to the completed section here, we've added a discarded section. So let's say this one, if I do now discard, which before was named won't do, we've renamed it to discard to make it easier to call the discarded section. So now you can see the checkbox is slightly different and you've got this discarded section. Likewise, if you go back in time, which is not visible here, but you would have the task that you had planned on working on that day, but you didn't complete. You would see the list of tasks that you were supposed to do this day, but you didn't complete, in addition to seeing them in the overdue section. So here, those ones are not because they were planned even earlier. So you see this one is planned for October 3rd. So if I go back to October 3rd, in theory, you can see I've got the task here, which was the one I was supposed to do this day. So very good also for seeing what I was supposed to do yesterday or another day and didn't do. But also you will have the list of completed and the list of discarded, which maybe I will see at some point. Yeah, here. You can see this is a great example. You've got two tasks I was supposed to do, I didn't do. One I completed, one I discarded. So great for having an overview and kind of replacing the journal, which we are kind of shutting down in favor of a new journal that we will see very soon. Another thing that we've worked on is the hours of the day. So for instance, if you drag and drop here, before it was difficult to drag in the morning, now you can see it's possible. It's possible up to a certain point. Likewise, for the evening, you can drag and drop up to a certain point. Now that certain point is actually defined by your preferences, which are the working hours. Likewise, something that is a bit annoying to some people is that you have a lot of night hours which are actually displayed, which to some people are not very useful. Other people find it okay-ish or not very annoying, but for some people it's very annoying. And so what we've done is that now you can define those preferences as kind of representing your hours of work. So as you can see, working hours. So let's say something like from 7 to, let's say maybe, I don't know, 20, which is, 24-hour format. So from 7 to 8 p.m. Now, if I go to the agenda, you will see that now if I drag and drop, I'm allowed to drop in between those hours from 7 to 8 p.m. But if I go to the calendar, I'm only seeing from 7 to 8 p.m. Well, actually you can see it goes to more because I've got an event. So it kind of takes the range that I defined, but it can be extended if obviously I have an event that goes beyond that range. So here I've got an event here, that's why it goes up to 11 p.m. so that I can see that event. So that's another improvement. If you want to hide your night hours, it's possible. Another thing that we've fixed is draft events, which is, when you create an event, before it was a bit annoying because you couldn't drag it and drop it to reposition it. Now you can actually move it around. It's going to update the date, the time to represent where you drop it. So it's very easy to reposition if you made a mistake, which was a bit annoying before. And finally, we've worked on events that span multiple days. So let's take one as an example. Let's say here I've got something that goes, oh no, I'm going to take another one. Let's say from here to here, something crazy, see, over 3 days. So I've got this event and that's it. Now what we've done is that in the calendar is going to be represented as, really taking the time, but in the agenda, it can really pollute your screen. One way is to actually hide it. You can show it. That's another test that we're doing, but you can hide it from the calendar or something like this. But in the agenda, what you have now is that the first part, which is the first day of that multi-day event, is going to be shown as usual. So here from 7 p.m. to midnight, which is 5 hours. However, the day after is going to be shown as kind of a virtual all-day event, as you can see here. And then the last day of the multi-day span is going to be shown as the remaining part, which is from midnight for 16 hours, so until 4 p.m. So that's how now we display those kind of strange events. But again, you could just hide them from the agenda if those make not so much sense. It does make sense sometimes for, I don't know, taking a plane or something like this, which spans multiple days. Usually it would be only like spanning 2 days, maybe something like this. And so in those cases, you probably don't want the event to be shown as an all-day event because you lose the information about when it starts. And so that's why in that case, it would be shown as something here until midnight and the day after, same thing here. But if it spans more, the days in between are just shown as full day, like all day events. That's it for this week. Thank you.